So imagine this. You have invited everybody for your first design sprint. Everybody gets in the room, the whole team is there, the bosses, the important people, the stakeholders, and you start working with them. And very quickly you realize that something is going terribly wrong. People start doubting the method, people start having questions about what they're actually doing in the room, and some other people start looking at their watches and thinking like, okay, how long is this going to actually take? If this ever happened, or if you don't want this to happen, this sneak peek is for you. This is a sneak peek on how to onboard your team for a successful design sprint. Before you get everybody in the room to start on Monday morning, follow a few very simple steps in order to get everybody on the same page. The least you should do is to write everybody an email. This email should outline briefly what a design sprint is and give them a few preparatory tasks. You could, for instance, include links to YouTube videos explaining what design sprint is and how it works. Check out our YouTube channel for our What's a Design Sprint video if you need something to include in there. And you can obviously recommend them to have a peek in the Design Sprint book by Jake Knapp if they want to understand a little bit more about how exactly things are going to happen. If you have the opportunity and the time, then we strongly suggest to have a little onboarding session with your team, either per Google Hangout or Skype, or if it's possible and if it's in your company, getting everybody together in the room for half an hour. This way, you can explain exactly what this particular design sprint is going to be about, what the goals of it are. You can answer the first questions from the team, ask for their expectations, and align everyone on what's going to happen. Important part, both if you're writing the email or if you're actually having a meeting with them, is to briefly explain the major roles in a design sprint, which means everybody needs to understand who is a facilitator and what their job will be, who is the decider and that there is a decider in the first place and what their job will be, and what everybody else in the room are going to be doing and what is going to be expected from them. If you had everybody in the room at the same time, including the decider, then make sure that you get a short one-on-one session with the decider because his or her role are a very special one in the framework of a design sprint. And it is extremely important that they A, feel comfortable with what they're doing, and B, understand what is going to be expected from them. A very important learning for us was that we address also the emotional curve of a design sprint in the prep session, if we have one, with the team, telling them that it will be absolutely normal at some points that they will feel potentially a little bit stressed out or hurried through some parts of the sprint, and that they will not always be sure if they're doing the right thing at that particular moment. The message is trust the method. Because whatever is going to happen in a sprint and whatever the outcome is going to be, it is always going to be a learning and development of the idea for the team. If you want to learn more on how to onboard a team or how to work with teams in general, then check out our Neon How to Build a Successful Team video on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed so far, then do it now. I'm Tomek and I'm Head of Training at Neon Sprints. If you want to learn more about facilitating in general or for design sprint specifically, check out our YouTube channel.